Hello everyone, myself Namita Suresh Madik and my presentation topic name is Merger and Acquisition. Introduction. Merger and acquisition are increasingly becoming strategic choice for organizational growth and achievements of the business goals including profit, empire building, markets dominance and a long-term survival. The ultimate goal of this is however maximization of shareholder value. The phenomenon of rising merger and acquisition activity is observed world over across various continents, although it has a common which earlier in developed countries and is relatively recent in developing countries. A merger occurs when two separate entities combine forces to create a new joint organization. Meanwhile, an organization refers to the takeover of one entity by another. Merger and acquisitions may be completed to expand companies' reach or gain market share in an attempt to create shareholder value. What is merger? Merger is the combination of two companies to form one new company. The combination of the two companies involve a transfer of ownership. Both companies surrender their stock and issue new stock as a new company. Merger and acquisition are commonly done to expand companies' reach, expand into new segment, or gain market shares. Ways of merger. A merger can take place in the following ways: by purchase of assets, by purchasing common share, by exchanging share for assets, by exchange shares for share. Types of merger: horizontal merger, second vertical merger, third conglomerate merger, concentric merger. First, horizontal merger. A merger occurring between companies in the same industry. A horizontal merger is a merger between firms that produce and sell the same products between competing firms. Horizontal merger, if significant in size, can reduce competition in a market and are often reviewed by competition authorities. Vertical merger. A vertical merger is the merger of two or more companies that provide different supply chain function for a common good or service. Most often the merger is affected to increasing synergies gain more control of the supply chain process and ramp up business. Conglo- Conglomerate merger. A conglomerate merger is a merger between firms that are involved in a totally unrelated business activities. These mergers typically occur between firms within a different industries or firms located in a different geographical location. Concentric merger. A concentric merger is a when two businesses have the same customer in a specific industry, but they offer different products and services. For a merger to be considered concentric, the products or service must complement each other. An acquisition. What is acquisition? An acquisition is when one company purchases most or all of another company's shares to gain control of that company. Purchasing more than 50% of target firm stock and other assets allow the acquirer to make decisions about the newly acquired assets without the approval of the company's other shareholders. When one company takes over another and clearly establishes itself as a new owner, the purchase is called an acquisition. Types of acquisition: friendly acquisition, reserve acquisition, passive acquisition, hostile acquisition. Friendly acquisition. A friendly takeover is a scenario in which a target company is willingly acquired by another company. Friendly takeovers are subject to approval by the target company's shareholder, who generally greenlight deals only if they believe the price per share reasonable. Offer is reasonable. Both the companies approve the acquisition under friendly terms. Reserve acquisition. Reserve acquisition sometimes occur when a private operating entity wants to become a public entity but does not want to register its equity shares. To accomplish that, the private entity will arrange for a public entity to acquire its equity interest in exchange for the equity interest of the public entity. Backflip acquisition. Key takeover. A backflip takeover is a rare type of takeover that occurs when an acquirer becomes a subsidiary of the company it purchased. Upon a completion of the deal, the two entities join forces and retain the name of the company that was bought. Hostile acquisition. A hostile takeover is a way in which a company is acquired by another company. A hostile takeover happens when the acquirer goes through the company's shareholders or compel the management of the company in order to get approval for the acquisition. Difference between merger and acquisition. Basic for comparison, meaning in merger, the merger means the fusion of two or more than two companies voluntarily to form a new company. Acquisition. In the acquisition, when one entity purchases the business of another entity, it is known as acquisition. Formation of a new company. Yes, in merger, yes. In acquisition, no. Nature of decision, the mutual decision of the companies going through mergers. Friendly or hostile decision of acquiring and acquired companies. Purpose to decrease the competition and increase operational efficiency in acquisition for instantaneous growth. Size of business. In merger, generally the size of merging companies is more or less same. In acquisition, the size of the acquired company will be more than the size of acquired company. Legal formalities in merger more and in acquisition less. Benefits of merger acquisition. Greater value generation. Merger and acquisition generally succeed in generating a cost efficiency through the implementation of economic of scale. Gaining cost efficiency. The joint companies benefits in a term of cost efficiency as to form from new bigger company. Increase in the market share. An increase in the market share is one of the possible benefits of merger and acquisition. Gain higher competitiveness. The new firm is usually more cost efficient and competitive as a compared financially weak parent organization. Thank you.